Wright State lead at a bucket over Michigan State. Morris Peterson of Michigan State has taken Mateen Cleaves' role as the go-to guy for the Spartans this season, with Cleaves out with that stress fracture. But so far here tonight, the go-to guy has not arrived yet.
Well, Morris Peterson has had some pretty good looks at the basket, but he's the guy that's going to score. When you can go to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, score 31 against the Tar Heels, you can score anywhere. He's one of those guys. He's a little off, maybe he's a little tired, a little under the weather. Game will come to him. He's a big-time player, and he will respond.
Keep in mind, Michigan State did play just 2 nights ago on Tuesday evening at home as they drilled Mississippi Valley State. They got into the Dayton area late last evening, around 8 o'clock or so, late Wednesday evening. They had a brief shoot-around today leading up to the game and back on the floor here tonight. And they have played a very, very competitive non-league schedule. Almost reads as a who's who of college basketball. South Carolina, Texas, North Carolina, Kansas, Arizona, Kentucky. And Wright State gets their shot tonight, leading by a bucket. Marcus May into the game for the Raiders, the club's number 2 scorer.
Michigan State has employed a man-to-man defense for the majority of this first half. And that's Big Ten basketball right there. That's just sit down and play tough defense.
Marcus May with 7 on the shot clock. Short, Nelson the follow.
That's how you beat a team like Michigan State. You have to have opportunities. Israel Shainfeld gets whistled for the foul. And
crowd's booing Mark, but that was an obvious foul on Israel Shainfeld.
Well, and Israel, I think, a little taken aback by maybe the quickness and athleticism that he's faced with here tonight. Not the quality of athletes he's used to seeing. You got to move your feet. You can't reach against these guys.
A.J. Granger back in for Michigan State as Ballinger sits down. Nice pass from Bell to Granger. The reverse is blocked underneath by Kevin Nelson.
Great help that time by Kevin. He's the one player who I think can athletically compete with these guys, and he's got to answer the bell, and so far late in the game, he's doing that.
Nelson penetrating and a blocking foul on Michigan State. Andre Hudson going to the deck and hit with a personal foul. That's his first.
You know, and I'm looking at something. I'm seeing Michigan State players arguing there before the replay started. You could see it underneath the basket. Kevin Nelson again taking it strong to the hole and saying, guys, if you're number 6, prove it. You know, and that's the mentality that you have to have going into this game. You can't just say, oh boy, they're on the floor, they got those pretty Michigan State jerseys, okay, you guys win. You just got to come out and play. Tom Izzo a little frustrated over on the sideline. His players arguing, bickering back and forth a little bit, so maybe the makings of something special.
Nelson hits the first free throw. He now has 5. Raiders as a team hit 74%. But we were talking earlier about not being rattled by the environments they've played in because they've been playing top 5 ranked teams. They're in an environment tonight against a team that's 3-8. You talked about the bickering a moment ago that may be going on the floor as Nelson hits the second free throw. Perhaps they're starting to question, hey, how are we losing to these guys?
You know, and they'll question themselves. Morris Peterson, you know, case in point. So far tonight, 0 for 4. Can't get untracked offensively. Not playing good defense, letting people get all the way to the hole. And, you know, that's where the Raiders want these guys. They want them to start feeling a little bit of doubt, like maybe they are invincible.
16-10 is Wright State's advantage. Charlie Bell being hounded out high by Joe Bills. Morris Peterson to Granger. Charlie Bell goes in the lane, now Hudson, and we have a whistle and a foul. The officials tonight, Jerry Petro, Mike Sancerre, and Tom Clark, all from the Midwestern Collegiate Conference. The Spartans saw Mike Sancerre and Tom Clark a couple of weeks back down in Lexington, Kentucky. Game MSU lost by 2.
Great entry pass here by the Spartans. Raiders not doing a very good job of contesting a direct entry pass. Once Andre Hudson gets it, he's got the strength. Wow. And speaking of strength,
airborne for the slam on the missed free throw was Jason Richardson.
Well, now you see why he was one of the top 15 high school players in the country last year.
Mercy sakes.
Wearing number 23, 6'6", about 215. Looks a lot like a young Michael Jordan, and right there, didn't disappoint.
Again, we talked earlier about boxing people out, and boy, he was way up in the air, though, to slam tip that missed free throw. Marcus May answers. 19-12 Wright State, but Michigan State pushes it ahead. Bruno Peterson knocks Knocks away Charlie Bell's shot. Crowd on its feet and roaring now. Nelson gets it back from Hope and is fouled going airborne.
And again, Kevin Melton, they're going to get him for a
charge.
charge.
Wow.
I think that was the call that Tom Izzo was arguing for the last time. And, now you see why good coaches get on officials. And that's just great. That's great help defense that time. Charlie Bell stepping over. And I'm sure the game plan has said Kevin Melson's a slasher. He likes to get to the glass. Everybody, you got to step over and you got to stop his penetration.
First foul on Melson, the 8th team foul on Wright State since it was a shooting or a player control foul, no free throws. Hudson with Peterson's behind him.
Bruno doing a nice job of leaning on Andre Hudson. You got to get a body on these big guys.
Skip feed, right side, a jumper no good by Chappelle. And on the fight for the rebound, underneath, Thomas Hope gets knocked out of bounds.
And you saw a little look from A.J. Granger at the end. A little sit down, freshman. But we go the other way on the possession arrow. And, Thomas Hope, this is a great learning experience for this young kid right here. I'm sure Ed Schilling and his coaching staff has said, Thomas, they're going to beat you like you've never been beat before, son, but you got to go out there and play. And see him wiping a little blood from the lip, and he's going to be sore in the morning, but you got to play hard tonight.
For the Michigan State players, pound the floor with their palms for a defensive set this time. Joe Bills has it. Raiders lead by 7 at 19-12 with 8:55 to go in the first half. Wright State has never trailed in this game.
Well, now's where the Raiders really need to make something happen. They need to be able to play in control with the lead.
Nelson missed the follow. Peterson's low for the stick back.
Michigan State gets a little bit of their own medicine, getting to the offensive glass strong.
The lead at 9, 21-12, 21-14. Charlie Bell sticks the jumper. He averages 13 a game. He's been their point guard this season. Team high in assists.
Well, and I'm sure Ed Schilling thinking, boy, that was just too easy. We cannot allow uncontested shots from the free throw line.
Nelson working left side. Shot clock down to 12.
The thing that is kind of discouraging as you watch the Raiders early in this game is, where has this team been all year?
Out high, Bills fires up a three. Peterson's battles for the miss, and Morris Peterson comes away with it for Michigan State.
The Raiders playing with this kind of confidence and this kind of intensity.
A.J. Granger hits the 2. Granger was 7. He hits 47% of his shots from the floor. And it's 6 feet 9 inches tall, spotting up outside, and the lead just like that's down to 2 at 21-19.
A.J. Granger has certainly answered the bell tonight. Nice looking player.
7-0 Spartan run has got them back to within a bucket.
Raiders go from a 9-point lead to a 2-point lead very quickly. It's what a team like Michigan State can do. Morris Peterson's going to get the block that time. They can close on you so very quickly.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the scary thing about it, too, is just, as Mark mentioned, almost in a blink of an eye, the lead was from 7-2. Officials time out at the 7:14 mark. Wright State's advantage is a basket over the defending Big Ten champion Michigan State Spartans. You are watching Wright State basketball on Time Warner Sports.